eliminate you and act like you were never here. Or we can lie and twist history and say you never contributed anything to this country being great. They went down to the memorials. Donald Trump, your president, not mine. My president's name, Yahushua Mashiach, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. That's my king. That's who I voted for. Trump went to the memorials and erased all the contributions of black and Hispanic men and Native American men off of the memorials. He went to the grave sites where they had it on their graves, where they had markers and they had banners to show the heroism, the sacrifice that they made for this country. And he erased them. And this is the country you want to fight for? The country you want to go and lose a limb for? The country that keeps the ghettos and the barrios and the reservations looking like hell on earth. And making your people seem like they're the demons when the real monster, the real demon came out of that Caucasus Mountain and has been ruling over the world ever since that nasty, hairy monster descended from that cold, high place that he loves so much. We sitting here trying to celebrate a Memorial Day when we should not be fighting in his army. He doesn't honor you. He hates you. I hate to tell you this, black man, black woman, Hispanic man, Hispanic woman, Native man and Native American woman. The people that rule this country, the so-called Caucasian man and Caucasian woman and their children, they hate you. You are the object of their anger. They blame you for everything. And they teach their children to blame you for everything. That's why we have so many reports coming out of schools of little white girls and little white boys calling little black girls and little black boys the N-word. Calling them monkeys, dressing up in blackface, bullying them literally to death. Their kids are in their schools bullying our kids to the point now that something that never happened. Black people, we are not suicidal. We suffer. We endure. But now they're pushing your kids to the point where they're committing suicide at an all-time high. Because they are monsters. You think these people don't hate you, they hate you and their children hate you. And it's a generational thing. They grow up in their household hearing the N-word. They grow up in their household hearing those nasty little black jokes that they tell. And they grow up in the household, and then when they invite you over, because you want to come to Tim and Tammy's house because you think they're okay with you because you done worked with them for 15 years side by side, and they just smiled at you. They get that no-lip smile that they give you. You come over there, and their kids treat you like, hey, you're the greatest. And then as soon as you leave, they disinfecting everything you just sat on. Because they hate you. And the Lord hates them. The Lord hates their feast days. The Lord hates their holidays. And it's time for you to love yourself enough to not celebrate another American holiday. It's time for you to love yourself enough to separate from America. And you ain't got to leave this country. You ain't got to go over to Africa because the Africans ain't your people either. Every brother and sister that went over to Africa trying to run back here because Africans hate you too. What you need to do is separate from them inside of this country. This entity right here, the ISUPK, the Commander General Yohana, is a holy entity. It's a separate entity. We live separate from this society. We live separate from these people. We are not unified with them. We don't give a damn about them. Matter of fact, we're waiting for the Lord to enact his vengeance upon him and free us. That's right. And the only way that is going to happen is if you separate yourself and join the ISUPK. All questions to the table. If you separate from them, join the ISUPK and the Commander General Yohana and get your identity back. Get your strength back. Stop fighting for them. Why don't you fight for yourselves? You don't celebrate a goddamn Memorial Day. I got an uncle who fought in that Vietnam War. He came back home to a small town in Mississippi after getting bombs dropped around him and seeing limbs flying off everywhere, and he unalived himself. I have relatives who unalived themselves because of the horrors of war. And I'm going to honor them by not celebrating Memorial Day. I'm going to honor them by standing here in downtown Chicago on the Magnificent Mile and preaching and prophesying the end of this country that my uncles fought for. The end of this country that my grandfather fought for. The end of this country that my aunties fought for and did not benefit from. I am going to pray for the destruction of America the way that the Bible tells me to. The Lord said he is coming to destroy this place. And if you are black, Hispanic, or Native American, it's time for you to separate from them. That's right. It's time to get your spirit up out of here. It's time for you to do the right thing for once in your life and let go of the brainwashing that has been placed upon you. Black people, you have been brainwashed. That's why you go out to the stores every holiday season, you buy all the meat. You buy all the presents. You buy all the greeting cards. You buy all the everything, and your dollar cannot stay in your house. But they say the black dollar, I'll give you right on this. The black dollar stays in the black neighborhood 0.1 seconds. 0.1 seconds. Your dollar stay in your neighborhood a tenth of a second. Well, in the white neighborhood, their dollar circulates. Their dollar, guess what? Your dollar circulates too. Give these holidays up. Get your spirit right. Come back to your power. Come back to the only God that has ever loved you. If you could, Baba Nashar. Well, I got you at verse 22. Drop down to 23.
Cold Color, Book of Amos, chapter 5 and verse 23. Take thou away from me the noise of thy song.
The Lord don't want to hear you celebrating. The Lord don't want to smell your barbecue. The Lord don't want to hear you singing songs and trying to be a good American. They're going to be singing all this America crap today. They're going to be singing the national anthem. They're going to be singing the black national anthem. They're going to be singing every goddamn thing you can think of to make themselves seem like an American, to celebrate America, where the Lord says he don't want to hear that noise. He calls it noise. He doesn't want to smell your food cooking. What he wants from you, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man, woman, and child, is to separate from these people so he can annihilate them off the face of the earth. So he can get them off of the top of the world and put them back underneath the boot where they're supposed to be. Back under the heel. Back underneath you. You're supposed to be on top. Why do you think you invented everything? Why do you think you got the most rhythm? Why do you think you're the strongest, fastest, and smartest thing this planet has ever seen? Because the Lord made you special. Black man, black woman, you are special. Hispanic man, Hispanic woman, you are special. Right. Native American, man and woman, you are special. Right. You are not like anybody else on the face of the earth. That's why they can't do what you do. They're not the athlete. They got to take all types of drugs to be the athlete that you are. Right. They got to enhance themselves. And you know what else they got to do? They got to de-hance you. Right. I don't even know if that's a word. I think I just made up a new word. You know what I'm saying? They got to take you down. They got to knock you down a few notches so that they can be great. You invented everything. Right. You gave them rhythm. Hell, you gave them flavor in their food. You gave them herbs and spices. You think Colonel Sanders and Popeyes was really, that chicken was probably so bland and dry it would scratch your throat and cause you to bleed to death when you ate it. They got everything that makes America great. MAGA, make America great again. Well, you know how you make America great again? Bring back Black Wall Street again. That's how you'll make America great again. Bring back Black Wall Street. Let my people go. Right. That's how you make America great. But then you may be able to escape the punishment that's coming. But you know what? You're such a selfish, greedy monster. You're such a hate-filled, inglorious bastard that you would never let us go. All you want to do is smile at us, placate us, make us think that you're our friend, call us brother, and then stab us in the back the first chance you get. Right. You really just want our women. You'd rather get rid of the men. History has shown that you'd really rather get rid of all the men so you can have our beautiful women. You did it before. When the conquistadors came over here, what did they do? We want to talk about celebrating wars? The conquistadors came over here and went to war with the natives and killed as many Native American men as they could so they could have Native American women. They killed as many Hispanic men as they could so they could have the Hispanic woman. Right. That's the war. Are you going to memorialize the conquest of the conquistadors? Are you going to tell the truth about your bloody history? Are you going to do something besides lie? Your patriotism is our destruction. Right. Your American way is our American nightmare. Right. Your rise has been our downfall, and it's time for us to rise. Now the tables are turning. And I hate to tell you, but I'm not a liar. I love to tell you this. And listen closely, white man. Listen closely, Arab man. Listen closely, East Indian and African and Asian man. Our rise is your downfall. That's right. Our rise is your destruction. And guess what? You've been trying to stop it for hundreds of years, and you cannot stop it. You got fear of a black planet? Well, a black planet is your future. And in that black planet, you will be the servile class. You will not be allowed to do the things that you are doing to us. You will not be allowed to flood cheap drugs into our neighborhood. You will not be allowed to give us your fake holidays. You will not be allowed to rob us, give us your nasty Christian church and your Catholic mosque and your fake Jewish temple and commit all types of atrocities against our men, women, and children. It ain't just the kids. They be in there assaulting the children, they assault the men, and they assault the women. You better believe if you go into any religious institution inside of America, you better hold yourself tight and keep your head on a swivel because they coming for you. They coming for you one way or another. It ain't just the Catholic priests. Right. The Catholic priests have been known as the biggest pedophiles on the face of the planet. Well, how about the fake Jew, the Jewish man who was circumcising kids and murdering them by sucking on their little penises? Sucking blood so much they sucked blood out of them and they died. They gave them herpes. Look it up. It's in the news. They're over there in New York beating on black women. That is true. It's in the news, sister. It's in the news. Check the news out. Look in the news. Use your internet for more than just looking at videos and learning how to fan dance. Do your research. Because you're going to learn and fan dance yourself right into eternal fire. Right into destruction. You don't believe anything that the men of the Lord tell you, but you believe everything that your former slave masters tell you. Right. You believe everything the oppressor tells you. If I was an Edomite, if I was white, and I was telling you these things, there'd be a line of people sitting up in front of me. That's right. There would be black people huffing up and down, getting themselves ready. I'm like, yeah, getting ready for a war. But because a black man who really loves you and has suffered like you and feels your pain and looks like you, walks like you, talks like you, and breathes like you, tell you something, you don't want to believe us. Because like I said before, who are we? We're just the priests and prophets of the Lord. We're just the men that Jesus Christ sent out here to usher in the destruction of this planet. That's all we are. That's all we are. We're Christ's chosen. We're apostles. We're disciples. We're prophets. We're priests, the real priests of the Lord. That's all we are. And you look at us like we're a bunch of just angry, jobless, uneducated Negroes when we give you so much facts, so much history, and so much archaeology that it blows your mind. If I could, Baba Shah, before I get out of here, could I get that icon sign, sir? If I could, Baba Shah. Black man, black woman, I want to give you a little bit of history before I get up out of here. You see this sign right here? This sign right here, the Russian icon, take a look at it, brother. This sign right here shows you that the people in the Bible are all black. That's right. This is from a museum in Georgia, Russia. They locked this away in the bottom of a vault, and Vladimir Putin himself is talking about this now. Vladimir Putin has done interviews, and you know why? It's the Lord moving the spirit to let black people know that you are God's chosen people. That's right. This is archaeology. This is history. These are the people of the Bible. Christ is black. Every disciple, every prophet, everyone in the Bible is black. That's right. The Bible is a black book. The Bible is the greatest black history book ever written on the planet. It's a black book for black men, written by black men. It's not written by some, everybody thinks King James is an Edomite. King James was a black man. Right. King James, who ruled over Europe and Scotland and Ireland, was a black man. The man that authorized the production of the Bible that everybody reads and plagiarizes now was a black man. Look it up. We got pictures of King James from a book that his wife wrote with his picture on it. And he's a black man just like me. He's a black man just like you. But they tell you that they whitewashed history. They don't want you to look at these icons. They don't want you to see Paul and Peter and Jeremiah, and right here, that's the head of John the Baptist. They got Christ on here, Moses. They don't want you to see that all of these people were black, Hispanic, and Native American men. Right. They want you to believe that the greatest people in history were white, when in the fact of the matter is, the greatest people that ever walked this planet throughout history were black, Hispanic, and Native American. That's right. And if you don't believe me, here's my proof. And we got a ton more. If I start pulling books out and pulling pictures out, we'll be here until next week. We'll be here till next week. It ain't enough hours in one day for us to give you the proof that black man, Hispanic woman, you are the chosen people of God. You are the real Israelites. You are the true Jews. You are the people of the Bible. You are God's chosen people, and that same God that has cursed us and caused us to be under this bloodthirsty monster is now coming to redeem us and get us out of this hell that we live in. Heaven and hell exist right here on earth. Because you know why? White people are living in heaven. The scriptures say they live off the fat of the earth. And black man, black woman, Hispanic man, Hispanic woman, Native man and woman and child, you live in hell. Heaven and hell live right here on this earth. They have you believing that heaven and hell is somewhere that you go to after you die. That's a lie. The white man is the devil. The devil means liar. All he's going to do is lie and deceive you because he wants you to wait for your reward after you die. He don't want you to stand up for yourself. He don't want you to fight for yourself. He don't want you to fight for yourself. He don't want you to free yourself. He don't want you to have heaven on earth. He don't want a black society to flourish in this earth. He don't want Zion on earth because he knows it's going to be greater than his. His greatest fear is that once we get power, that we're going to do what he did to us. The thing is, that's his nature. It's not our nature. We're not bloodthirsty by nature. We become bloodlustful by conditioning. We are not super lustful and perverted by nature. We have become that way by conditioning, by brainwashing, from being in white society for far too long in history. After 500 years of being oppressed, being beaten, being degraded, being downtrodden, being stomped on, and being made to look like the biggest losers on the face of the earth, you start to believe that's who you are.